Welcome, everyone, to Teaching Young Children in Multicultural Classrooms. This is EDU 220, and I am Dr. Melanie Rodriguez, your professor for this course. So, this week we will be exploring both Chapter 6 and Chapter 7 in this particular lecture. So, we're going to start out with Chapter 6, Approaches to Multicultural Education, from Frameworks to Action. In Chapter 6, moving into multicultural education. So, as I do with all of my previous lectures, I don't necessarily read off of the slides. Rather, I'd like for you to be able to take a moment to hear some of the questions and ideas and reflections that I want you to do. And as you do that, you can look at the information on the slides and feel free to pause at any time and take down some notes. Maybe open up your text to chapter 6 and try and find some of these key areas in there, because I do think it'll help you tremendously with your discussion postings as well as your assignment for this week. So let's continue. So, what are the needs for instructional models in multicultural education? Now, investigate a sample of instructional models used in multicultural education. I want you to think about this process and how you can improve your current method. Now, explore the characteristics of instructional models for young children. Now, think about the applicability of instructional models proposed by Banks, Durman Sparks, and Sleater in early childhood education. And use the guidelines for the evaluation of teaching models to assess the appropriateness of a sample teaching model. Now, let's get ready to move to Chapter 7. Chapter 7 is titled Classrooms Where Words Become Action. So in this chapter, we're going to start exploring this idea of stepping towards multicultural teaching. And what I'd like for you to do is reflect upon the elements of curriculum design in multicultural education. Now, define the essential traits of an early childhood multicultural teacher. And this is another great opportunity to feel free to pause the video, take some notes, jot these ideas down. Explain the need for program assessment in the process of multicurricular development. I'll say that one more time. Explain the need for program assessment in the process of multicultural curricular development. Let's take a moment to design a multicultural assessment instrument to determine the needs of a classroom or facility. If possible, conduct a simple multicultural class assessment. How do you think these findings help teachers implement developmentally and culturally appropriate practices. So let's finish up with the assignments for this week. You have your discussion board that is basically infusing multicultural education in a monocultural setting. Monocultural is, of course, a singular culture. So this idea of how do we infuse a multicultural education curriculum and design into a monocultural setting. Jiminy, that was a tongue twister there. But I'd like for you to think about that. Some of you are currently in monocultural settings, and so this is a great opportunity to explore this idea and start implementing your multicultural curriculum into that setting. And then, of course, you have a written paper this week. Construct an activity for children based upon the multicultural education model. And this lecture has had many slides at which anytime you can pause just to get some ideas for what helps you brainstorm to construct this activity. There's a lot of information throughout these slides that I think will be able to help you. So make sure that your papers are at least 500 words, APA formatted, and include a citation and reference from our text and a resource from this course for this week. Also, please remember to include a word count at the bottom of your paper. You all are doing a fantastic job, phenomenal job. Continue doing that great work, and I look forward to seeing you in the discussion boards. Have a great week.